Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz, September 12, 2015. It's 10:58 p.m. in Birmingham. And obviously, I'm visibly upset in a major way. I, in my wildest dreams, would not imagine and couldn't imagine what may be a reality tomorrow evening. That is indeed the Shemitah. That is it. And when I said 2 blogs ago that since we were Sunday when the Shemitah ended, everything's closed. We wouldn't know what's going to happen with our stock market until Monday. But, I am absolutely bombarded. Jonathan Cahn, he's the Harbinger man, but he is screaming today. Today, the 12th, he is screaming for America to wake up, because if we allow this, and so far it's allowed, then we have done, we signed Israel's death certificate, guys. And you think God will let that happen? No. Clearly, the Bible tells us that day, that God will, in 1 hour, God will destroy them. And it will take Israel 7 months to bury the dead and 7 years to burn the weapons. Look, guys, we've done a lot of bad to Israel for a very long time. Every time, and it's easy to look it up, every time we were punished. And the earliest I remember was clearly the perfect storm, where 2 storms collided in the Atlantic. That's extremely rare. It never happens, but it did that day. And on the hour that George Bush Sr. was at the table signing a document to force Israel to give up part of their land, before that signature was done, his house was gone. And his was the first house taken off the island at Kennebunkport, Maine. And on and on and on. Every hurricane that has come through since has increased. In Andrew, for example, 20 billion, the costliest hurricane in American history, 20 billion. Look at the cost of Katrina. The early estimates were 2.2 billion, and then the later estimates was 200 billion. Well, guess what? It was double that. The Hurricane Andrew, 20 billion, actually 22 billion, and Katrina closer to $400 billion. Don't you think God is telling us something? But yet we continue to badger, and we continue to push around the Jews in Israel. Well, this is it. I believe everything that Jonathan Cahn, that I'll think of him in a minute, the guy on the 4 blood moons, and you have Skywatch TV, Prophecy Watchers, Prophecy in the News, Watchers TV, and even the Jim Baker Show, and of course John Hagee. Everything you turn it on today, Right now, today, everything is screaming, don't let this happen. If it happens, then it is the nail in our coffin. We will have let one skinny black man that is Muslim, that is probably a Sunni Muslim, destroy America because we don't have the balls to stand up and stop him. And there's a minority of Kool-Aid drinkers that is enough according to him. Guys, I'm saying pray today. Pray now, pray tonight. If this passes, guys, we won't have a home in the very near future. I don't mean it'll be destroyed. I mean it'll be taken from you. I can see them rounding up the number one enemy of America. And who is that? The Christians. Because we're the only ones that's speaking up about this, that's screaming our heads off. But somebody's got to do something. I don't have a platform. This is it for me. And I'm doing my best. And I'm boiling mad. But I'm asking God, what else can I do? I'll continue to pray about it and I won't stop. And I urge you to do the same thing. Back in 2007, they were dragging Jews out of their homes in the Gaza Strip. And they were dragging them out and they could not even go back in to get their things. And as soon as they drug them out, the Palestinians are driving down the streets in track hoes and bulldozers and leveling everything. Why did they do that? They're idiots. They will always be idiots. These Islamic Muslim are idiots. They'll never change. They'll be idiots until the day God casts judgment on them and tosses them in hell, unless they come to the Lord before and drop to their knees. And I can't see many of them doing that. Can you imagine being the police dragging you out of your house on a one-day notice and you're screaming and crying, look, I hadn't even got my blanket, my blanket off the bed yet. Too bad. Dragging you out of your yard, and when you hit the street, a bulldozer goes right through the middle of the house. This is what happened in all the Gaza Strip. They turned it into a cesspool, the Palestinians. And you know what? That did not settle it. They wanted more. And they want more. Well, the next step is they want to take another part of Israel. We don't know what's going to happen, have a really good idea what it is, but the Palestinians are going to act like a bunch of angels or little, with wings on their shoulders, act like they're perfect. Hey, thank you for letting us move in. Y'all welcome to live among us if you want to. Well, this is when the Antichrist desecrates the temple on where, and I think it'll be in the city of David, but when he does, the Jews will instantly know that he is not who he said he was, that he is in fact indeed the Antichrist. He's the false prophet, and they'll open their eyes at that moment because God will cause the scales to fall off their eyes. And when he does, he'll tell them, don't even go back into your house to get anything. Run for your life. And sadly, 2/3 of the Jews will die because they couldn't get out quick enough. And you know what led up to that? The United States of America allowing it to be done. Cooking up all these things that says, Jews, this will be the last time you'll have to give up anything. Well, you think we're going to get a pat on the back? Yeah, right. You'll get a pat on the back, okay? But I will say this. The Christians will see it from above. We'll see the hell. And no wonder all the judgments. No wonder all the trumpets, the seals and the vials. No wonder how bad they are. And the seven thunders that no one knows what it is. This country in this world, but mainly this country, is going to get hammered worse than ever. We've never had a time like this before. And God said it. There's never been a time this bad, nor will there ever be a time this bad again. And who did it? The United States. And one skinny black man, Jody Wolf, Expoz.